WiseGuyBets here today, 6/11/2021, with some picks from DraftKings DFS main slate, 13 games. Let's get right into it and look at the pitcher position. At pitcher, I'm looking at Ryan Yarbrough for Tampa Bay. His projection for the night is 7.4. CRA on the season is 3.96, and he's getting about 5.5 innings pitched. His last three, he's picked 6, 4, and 9. He did pitch 9 innings last game, but I still like him in this game. His last 3 games are 14, 19, 31. The over-under night is 7.5. His salary is $7,700. His last 5 against Baltimore is 27, 16, 8, 24, and 6. He's at home. So I still like him to go probably 6 or 7 innings tonight, which would give us between 14 and I think 20 fantasy points for a pitcher that's 7,700. So Mr. Yarbrough is someone I want to get into my lineup tonight at the pitcher position. At the catcher position, we're looking at Eric Haas for Detroit tonight. His projection for tonight is 7.4 fantasy points. He's batting .269 on the year. He's getting 3.5 at bats on average this season. He's averaging 9 fantasy points a game, which is good. His last 3 games, he's got 19, 0, and 3 fantasy points. His salary is $3,900. He's 2 for 3 against this pitcher, batting .667 against this pitcher, with his 2 hits being home runs. So he has 2 home runs against this pitcher, the only hits he has. His last 5, he's gotten 0, 0, 21, 30, and 5. He's been playing pretty well. Mr. Haas for Detroit is someone that I want to get into my lineups tonight at the catcher position. At first base tonight, we're looking at Trey Mancini for Baltimore. His projection for tonight is 9. He has 11 homers on the season. He's batting .277. He's getting about 3.8 at bats per game. His fantasy points in the last 3 are 4, 8, and 5. He's averaging 8 fantasy points on the season. His salary for the night is $4,900. His average against the Tampa Bay pitcher is .294. He's 5 for 17, 1 single, 2 doubles, 2 home runs. I like that. The over-under is 7.5. Vegas not expected this to be a high-scoring game. He's batting second in the lineup. And against Tampa Bay, he's in his last 5. He's got 3, 7, 9, 42, 16. I like the 5 for 17 against this pitcher, especially the 2 home runs. So Mr. Mancini is someone I'm looking to get in my lineups tonight at first base. At second base, we're looking at Houston's Jose Altuve. His projection for tonight is 8.6 fantasy points. He has 11 homers on the season. He's batting .296. He's getting about 4.2 at bats per game. His last 3 games, fantasy point wise, is 4, 14, 17. He's averaging 9 fantasy points in 51 games this season. It's 5,400 on DraftKings. The over/under in the game is 11. I like that. We're looking at 5 or 6 at bats, so everything play out correctly. He's batting leadoff. His last 5, he's against Minnesota, 7, 8, 0, 6, and 0. So he hasn't had much success against Minnesota, but he's had great success against this pitcher. He's batting .345, 10 for 29, 6 singles, 1 double, 3 home runs. I definitely want to get him in our lineup tonight. I think he's expensive, but I think he's definitely worth it tonight. The numbers say we should pick him, and I'm going with the numbers. Mr. Altuve is someone I'm going to get in my lineup tonight at second base. At third base, we're taking another player from the Houston-Minnesota game. I love the overrun total of 11. We're taking Alex Bregman for third base. He's projected to get 7.8 fantasy points tonight. 7 homers on the season, batting .297, getting about 3.9 at bats per game. His last 3, 5, 20, 8, 10. He's averaging 9 on the season. He's 3 for 6 against this pitcher, 2 doubles, 1 home run. All of his hits are extra base hits. that's very positive. He can get 5 or 6 at bats. This should be a fun game to watch. Run should go up on the board. His last 5 against Minnesota are 5-16, 0-2, and 5. Love the matchup against the pitcher. Love the possibility for this game to be very high scoring. Love the possibility for him to get 5 or 6 at bats this game. He's 5,500, but Mr. Alex Bregman is someone I want to get into my lineups at third base tonight. At shortstop tonight, we're looking at Tim Anderson for the Chicago White Sox. His projection for the night is 8.7 fantasy points, 6 homers on the season. He's batting .297. He's getting about 4.1 at bats this season. His last 3 games, he's gotten 13, 17, and 4 fantasy points. His average on the year is in 49 games, it's 9 fantasy points per game. His over-under in the game is 8. He's batting leadoff position. Hopefully he can get about 5 at bats. Against this pitcher, he's batting .750, 3 for 4, 2 doubles, and 1 home run. So he has great success against this pitcher. So Tim Anderson is someone I'm looking to get in my lineups tonight at shortstop. In the outfield, we're looking at another player from this Houston-Minnesota game, Michael Brantley. His projection for the night is 8.5. He's batting .312 on the season. He's getting a 4.1 at bats per game, basically 5 at bats per game. Really, if you really look at the numbers, in his last 3, he's got 5, 7, and 13 fantasy points. He's averaging 8 fantasy points over 43 games. Again, I like the 10.5 over under. Hopefully, we can get that. His last 5 against Minnesota, he's got 6, 17, 3, 12, and 8 fantasy points. He's 1 for 3 against the Minnesota pitcher. He's batting .333 with 1 single out of 3 at bats. This is a stat game. It's probably going to be a lot of people's stat game tonight, Houston and Minnesota. So, but I do like Mr. Brantley in this position. But, look at other stack possibilities if you're trying to do a stack tonight. This is going to be a very popular stack. The Houston team is. So Mr. Brantley is someone I want to get into my lineups in the outfield tonight. Those are my picks for today. As usual, I used Draft Dashboard to help me get a quick analysis of players. If you like my videos, hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. That helps me out. Gives me the ability to produce videos daily. So hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Until the next video.